Welcome to The Amy Gregory Show, the show where real estate gets a reality check and success doesn't require burnout. I'm Amy, your straight shooting, pep talk in your pocket host who took the real estate world by storm with zero cold calls, no door knocking, and a firm no thanks to working 50-hour weeks. 8 years ago, I jumped into real estate with both feet, 3 kids, and a baby on the way. In my rookie year, I broke every rule in the book, earning 6 figures working just 10 hours a week. The industry was shocked. I wasn't. Now, I lead a powerhouse team of over 500 female solo agents nationwide, host retreats, create online courses, and sit proudly in the top 10 of my brokerage with over 85,000 agents. My mission? To help women like you scale your business, trust your intuition, and redefine what success looks like on your terms. So if you're ready to play big, ditch the hustle culture, and build a business that fits your life, not the other way around, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Amy Gregory Show. Today we have the one and only Gogo Bethke. She is my sponsor at EXP, but is also like agent extraordinaire. Were you the first agent to bring 100 agents to EXP, to like personally sponsor 100 agents? Were you the first one?
First woman.
First woman. I like it. I like it. I don't know what number I was, but I was shortly behind you. That's why we have the Rolex.
The inherited. What is it called? The earned.
Yeah, the earned Rolex, right? It kind of became a joke because it was such a thing that people laughed at us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even my sponsor, he started this whole idea, right?
Yeah.
Should I share that super quick?
Yeah.
That was funny.
Well, it was kind of like this thing of like, it's so far-fetched
Yeah.
that I'll give you a Rolex if you bring 100 agents. And it was like, have you been on social media? Like, the math.
I love a good challenge. I'm like, and he also had a little bit of a tone in his voice of like, honey, when you bring 100 agents, I buy your Rolex. And so I could tell from the tone of his voice that he doesn't really believe that I can.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, one of the biggest favors someone can do for me is tell me I can do something.
Yeah, underestimate me.
And then I'm like, okay, now it's on.
Now it is on. Now it is on.
It wasn't on, but now it's on.
Yeah. So how long have you been at EXP?
Since October of 2018.
Okay, and then I was like April of 2019. I was just trying to think of like, it's like 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months behind you. 7 months. And we've probably built 2 of the largest, fastest growing organizations at EXP. So let's talk a little bit about agent attraction. A lot of times we talk about transactions on this podcast, but there's enough cloud-based brokerages. I don't even care if you have a brick and mortar brokerage. You're in the agent attraction business, right?
Yeah. We're all in a people business at some point. Right?
Yeah.
Even if you're transactional, right? Like a human is buying or selling with you. You're all in a people business, yeah.
Yeah. So Gogo and I have built 2 of the largest, kind of fastest growing organizations at EXP. I think we are 2 of the top women at EXP, like growing at our rate.
Well, if we look at, I think you can look at it from 2 different perspectives, right? You can look at it of who individually brought the most. Like they went one after another, after another, after another, right? Or you can look at who has big organizations. So you and me are kind of the opposite of, I would say probably 96, 97% of the company, where we are top heavy.
Yeah.
Right? Where everybody else is bottom heavy. So everybody else is downline or organization looks like a triangle, where ours looks like an upside down triangle, because we have gone so wide, and then it's going to take time for our organization to grow over time that they can so set past us, right?
Yeah.
So now mine started looking like a diamond.
Okay.
Yeah, so I actually started enjoying becoming less of my overall organization.
Yep.
Because at some point I had 200 agents, but I personally sponsored 120.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, okay, well, I'm still like 60%.
You have to teach others how to be leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm still 60% of my business, right? So I was like, when can I get to? I just want to get to the point where I am not such a big chunk of my own organization. So now I have 90 some in my front line, 30 some in Dwayne's front line, because over time people leave, right?
Yep.
So about 120-ish, 130-ish, I think, probably if you add up the numbers, and then almost 1,400 overall.
Yeah.
But I have about 7 agents on my level 7.
Oh, good for you. Yeah.
So for
but when you
longest
unlock,
time, I
think I have
any.
3 agents on my level 7.
Yeah.
Just
So that
barely.
takes
Yeah.
me,
That takes
the way
time.
we are building, I think it takes us much longer. The way other people are building, where they bring a whale and then that whale brings 40 agents on the mega icon team, right?
Yeah.
So we just still
Well,
differently.
and we've talked about this too before, because I remember early on people say, Amy, you got to go get these whales, like go get these mega team leaders that are going to bring 40 agents, because it was like the number of agents in your organization. And I always looked at it like, well, the agent that brings agents that are on a team, they're on half cap or quarter caps, which impacts your revenue share.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Would you rather have 10 average agents paying you full revenue share, or would you have 10 agents on a team on a quarter cap?
Yeah.
And then which one do you think have a higher chance that over time is going to actually understand the company enough where they're going to want to tell others?
Yeah, and recruit more agents.
And recruit.
Yeah.
So I feel like the downline, so said, dies
Yes.
with a team, with a mega icon team.
You
'cause
have all
those
these dead
agents
ends.
Yes.
You get a lot of dead ends that way, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion's not gospel, so do with it what you will.
Exactly. What do I know? I'm blonde. I have an accent. I have no college education. Should I continue?
Tell me you've been underestimated without telling me you've been underestimated, right?
I use it all the time, especially when I, in my coaching or in my Gogo community, because I am no financial advisor, right?
Yeah.
Like, in no business me telling you how to make money.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what I did to make it,
Yeah.
right? So, but then I always use the disclaimer of like,
What do I know?
what do I know? I'm
Yeah.
blonde. I have an accent. I have no college education.
Yeah, 100%.
Talk to a professional.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, because you and I, we moved our licenses over to EXP. I didn't know you before I moved my license over to EXP, like, at all. But quickly we started building in tandem with each other. And we had a lot of agents that would be at EXP and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to be inside your organization, because we offer a lot of coaching and training inside our organizations. And now finally EXP is rolling out co-sponsorship. Your initial reaction, my initial reaction was like an eye roll of like, oh crap, now I'm going to have to solve this problem inside my business. Was that your initial reaction too? Because you have to like rethink about the whole structure of things.
Yes, and also because I automate a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right? So when things are automated and your well-oiled machine is finally working, you're like, oh my gosh, okay, here we go again. You get to rebuild it.
Yeah.
Rethink it, rebuild it. And then you also have to think of all of the different scenarios of like, oh, but what if? You know what I mean? So it's just like, something that's new, it's always, and for me personally, I like to understand things.
Yeah.
I don't just go into something with like, well, it's going to be what it's going to be, right? Like, no, I like to understand and look at it from every single angle. So I question probably things more than
The average
person
Well,
does.
but don't you think that's part of what allowed you to build your organization to the speed and the size? Because I think a lot of agents, they say, oh, I would love to like do rev share, but they don't actually go and learn the model of the business. And to me, I would compare that to if you're selling someone's house.
How many bedrooms does it have? I don't know.
Like not ever walking the house or understanding what the sales pitch is of the house, right? And so to me, it's like no different. And so I think that is your strength, is really understanding what makes things turn, because people didn't see what I saw when I looked at the rev share and I said, well, half caps and quarter caps aren't as valuable as, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. Like, you can build your business however you want, but a lot of agents decide not to have an opinion.
So that's the thing too, like it's a fine line, I feel like sometimes to walk, of like having an opinion and people questioning, oh, there's Amy again.
Yeah.
Right, like I'm not asking questions because I just really want to
ruffle
some feathers. I'm asking a question because that's my question. Like I really would just like to know the answer to it, and as soon as I know the answer, I moved on. Right, so I think when it comes to co-sponsorship, let's go back to that subject. I think it's going to be great for everybody as soon as we figure out the how.
Yeah.
Right? What does that actually look like in every day? And then also you cannot co-sponsor with someone in your upline or downline. What does that look like? So then what can they co-sponsor with each other? Right? What
Yeah.
if somebody left the company? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Like there's so many, because it's changing so fast,
Yeah.
and it's the best place to be in
Yes.
real estate, right? So I just feel like we're all just learning at the same time how this is going to go. And then I think we're going to burst at the seams.
Oh, I think it's going to be awesome, because one of the things when you look at co-sponsorship, like kind of how it's done other places, is you split the revenue share in half, and one agent gets half and the other agent gets half, which theoretically makes a lot of sense, right? But that ends up I mean, I'm not a mathematician, and I actually haven't run this spreadsheet or this algorithm, but like long term, that's going to start breaking the rev share, in my opinion. You're going to start having some of these dead ends where it's like split.
Yeah, and in my understanding, at Real, they do 45%, and 10% goes to the company. So we actually get, 55% more than a Real agent does on a split transaction?
Yeah.
Right, because we get a full 100%. Yeah, so the sponsor loses the front line, so you end up with an FRQA in 6th generation.
Yeah.
But the co-sponsor ends up with the bonus in 7 generations.
Yeah.
Right, but this way we kind of both getting, I don't want to say full revenue share, because the sponsor does lose 1 generation.
Yeah.
But it's more full than anywhere else.
Well, it multiplies it instead of divides it.
Yes.
Which I thought was brilliant, this is the other thing, like when I'm thinking about, like, if I'm an agent and I'm like, okay, I want to move to a cloud-based brokerage, or I'm trying to make a decision in my business, I want to be in the room with the person that is the smartest, right? And so you look at like Glenn Sanford, which you and I have met Glenn several times, and every time I sit down with Glenn, I'm like, he's so smart. Oh my gosh. Like you just feel like, and same with what I think is interesting about Glenn and Leo is Glenn is so smart that I sometimes cannot even understand the concepts, like how he built out co-sponsorship. I was like, oh,
yeah, because originally when they mentioned it, of course I was like, in my mind I was against it. I'm like, why do I need to split? I got this. I don't need to be.
I don't need
splitting.
a co-sponsor.
I just close my own. Thank you so much. You close your own, and everybody lives on, right? Because I automatically assumed it would be a split sponsorship, right? Because that's how it was done everywhere else.
Yeah.
So the fact that they figure out how to plug people into each other's organization, not only that it's amazing because we get to keep full rev share for the extent of the word of the full, right? But also now we can cross-pollinate in the company.
Oh, it's so cool.
if there is somebody that you're like, oh my gosh, I would have loved to be business with them. I wish I would have met them 5 years ago, right? But you didn't, because it's your life story, right? Now you can. Now there's nothing stopping you. You can literally put your little fingertips in every single organization in the company. Just get an agent, sponsor with Amy, get another agent, sponsor with Elizabeth, get another agent, sponsor with Denby, get another agent, sponsor with Brian Gobe, get another agent, sponsor it with, you can literally just cross-pollinate through the whole company and have access to every organization.
Which I'll be really interested to see how that plays out, because it's like, as smart as Glenn is, I don't understand the concept sometimes when he says it. Leo's superpower is taking what Glenn builds and verbalizing it in a way that you and I can implement on it and be like, okay. And 100% we talked about co-sponsorship is going to break our systems. It's going to break all of our systems, because we have automations inside our business. If you don't have automations inside your business, you need automations inside your business. But when something changes, then agents like you and I, we have to go rebuild all of our automations. But that's actually a good problem to have in your business.
It's growth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's growth. So what are you most excited about when it comes to co-sponsorship?
Oh my gosh. I really made some really amazing friendships in the company, and there was no way of having a financial tie to it. But it's not like I want to have a financial tie to a friendship, but isn't that even better?
It's so much fun.
It's like, can we have fun and make money? Because right now we can just have fun together when we travel and we go speak and stuff like that. But can we have fun and make money? Wouldn't that just like be even better, make our life better? So that's what I'm most excited about. And I'm also excited for the agents who were not able to, well, so many different types, right? Who's going to benefit from this? I think the agents who joined so long ago that their upline is Glenn.
Yeah.
So there's like nobody there's nobody for them to go to.
Well, the company's evolved over time, as it should.
Yes. And then also people who joined and maybe their sponsors left. Or also people who joined, maybe their sponsor retired.
Yeah.
Right? They joined, maybe their sponsor is an amazing human, but they maybe not a top producer. They never had a team. They never sold a digital product. They never built an organization. They don't really do events. Like they just like, they love them and they're a great human. They just can't grow from them. Yeah. Right. And also the agents who join the company and they are so sad, the orphans. Yeah. Right. Which I don't like the word, but I can't remember what the new proper word is. So if corporate's listening, I'm sorry, I can't remember what the proper word is. The agents who so said were adopted by the company because they didn't name anyone, right? And in the past, they couldn't change and choose a sponsor. I mean, there was a procedure, it was very long, but I feel like now they can do and get access to any organization.
Well, and I think that's another motivation for agents to start building out their revenue share. I mean, revenue shares changed my life.
Oh, gosh.
Changed your life?
Yeah. Describe change.
Yeah, I mean...
Have I ever made well, okay, yes, I did, through digital products, but have I thought that I would through, in any possible way of building a real estate team? When I was building a real estate team, the answer is no. No,
I never thought it was possible. And I think while we were both underestimated to begin with, I don't think we are now. And I think the reason we were underestimated actually was our superpower. Right? This episode is sponsored by StanStore, the simplest way to turn your social media followers into clients. Want to build your database straight from Instagram without the tech headaches? I've got you. Click the link in the show notes to download my website template for realtors, designed to help you capture leads and grow your business with ease. Because your social media should be more than just likes. It should be your lead generating machine.
And like that's the thing, like it's not that I actually wanted to have a team. So let's start there. I didn't really want it to have the liability. I didn't want to have the overhead. I didn't want the adult daycare. I didn't want the time that it takes. I'd rather, just like you, spend the time with my family and my friends. But in the same time, I do want to make millions, right? I just don't want to have that liability.
Yeah. Did you ever think you would like be a millionaire?
Yes and no. So it's a weird feeling. Always no. Even back in Romania. Yeah. I never felt that I fit in. I always felt like, I'm the oddball out, like something's wrong with me. You know that saying that every family has a crazy one? Yeah. And if you don't know who it is, it's you. It's you. Yeah. So I was like, every arrow was pointing, it's me, because everybody else was very happily normal. Yeah, and content I always, and just and I was always like, something's wrong with you all, and nothing's ever would be good enough for me. So I always knew, even growing up in Romania, where average income, let's say, is $1,000 a month, right? I knew that I am going to be very, very wealthy. I always knew that I don't fit in. I growing up, it was kind of tough because I thought something was wrong with me, right? Yeah. And now I realize it's my uniqueness. It's what actually gives me the powers. Yeah. Did you know that only 1.7% of female-founded companies break 7 figures? Isn't that crazy? I have done that with almost all of my companies. Isn't that wild? Yeah. I know, but once you've done it once. Yeah, it's like riding a bike. It's easy. It's just math. I don't want to say it's easy to do it again because you have to do it again, but it's like making cookies. Once you have a recipe. Yeah, you're just like, okay, there's the product. Well, I can make snickerdoodles or chocolate chip or oatmeal chocolate chip. I mean, there's sugar cookies. There's a lot of, they're all cookies. Yeah. But like, and so the recipe gets tweaked a little bit, but once you kind of have a recipe. Yeah, I literally built a $750,000 coaching program in September. That's crazy. Of last year. And then, so, of course, I had 3 months to figure out what to do with that money. Yeah. For taxes. What'd you do? Bought 2 houses. Yeah. Bought some Bitcoin. Love that. Can't write off the Bitcoin, but I can write off the houses through cost segregation. So I did end up still with a little bit of tax liability, but not as big as would have been if we didn't do that. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Because then that's the other problem you have to start to solve. Is that you just have to keep solving problems. Yes. Right? I mean, I learned this from Veronica Figueroa back probably 6 years ago, that she said different levels, different devils. Yeah. And that's the thing is, so it's like we look at co-sponsorship and there's huge opportunities that come with it. And there's some agents that are just going to bury their head in the sand and say, I don't want to deal with this. And they're not going to solve the problem because it does create problems. But the ones who always win are the ones that jump in and are like, oh, cool, this is a new opportunity and it's worth problem solving for. And I always kind of relate this to like going to the gym. In order to get stronger, you literally have to break down the muscle. Like you break it. That is the point. And you add resistance and then it gets stronger. And so that's the pattern inside your business. But I think somehow we've been conditioned to think like, I'm going to build this business and then I'm going to sit around and do nothing. It's going to work forever. Yeah, I know. But once you've built a business, I feel like you're not content to sit around and do nothing because like. Nothing bores me more than when I figured something out. It's not, I mean like,
Right? Is that true for you too?
Oh my gosh, I'm bored out of my mind. Like I go, can I say balls to the walls?
Sure.
Okay, so I go balls to the walls with whatever I set my mind to. I'm like, okay, this is, and I give myself the time, and I stay up late, and I wake up early, and I read the books, and I follow the people who's already done it, and like I go elbow deep, right? And then I'm so excited, and I achieve my goal, and I'm like, for about 2 minutes, I'm like, whoa!
Yay.
And I'm like, okay, now what?
Now what? What's
Now what?
next?
Okay, so I figured this out. So then what's after that? Because I get bored with things. Like, did you ever know growing up when people asked you what you're going to be when you grow up? Did you know what you're going to be when you grow up?
I said I wanted to go to law school and might be a mom.
Yeah. But like, I never really had like something. I would have loved to be an attorney. I think I would have made
You would have been really good.
But
don't you feel like that
attorney.
is kind of like what we do? We get to negotiate things
all
and
day.
like contracts.
Read
Like we do a lot of
contracts
that
and
in
pay
our work.
attention to the details.
Yeah.
And I mean, even in sales, we negotiate.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You have to outbid everybody else. And then same with agent attraction. There's 89,000 more realtors where I come from. Right? So it's negotiations all day long. But I never really knew what I wanted to be. So I think it's because with my personality, I get super excited about things and I give it all I got to figure it out, and then I'm over it.
Yeah.
And then I need something else to excite me. This is why I love it here, because we get to build in different ways, right? You get to stay in your lane, do it your own way.
Yeah.
But then it's so exciting because there's something new every time. And as we are growing, you're meeting new people and new events, and it's always new. It's never the same day in the office.
No, never.
Oh, God.
Did you think when you started selling real estate, like I kind of just thought I was going to sell a couple houses and take nicer vacations. Did you think that too?
That's why I got into real estate, because going home, so I'm from Romania originally and Transylvania. I'm Hungarian by nationality. And so I just wanted to go home every year. So I was a stay-at-home mom, and every year going home, it was about $7,000. Like I don't have to pay for hotel or transportation because my parents pick us up at the airport. But, getting
Flights
over the ocean
and
and having a couple dollars to your name as a spending money, it ended up being about $7,000 every time. Yeah. So I was like, I just want to make $7,000 plus spring break. And spring break at the time was costing us about $3,000 to $4,000. Like we weren't staying at, we were at Motel 8 on the beach.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so if I could make $10,000.
Yeah, it changes things.
I mean, 15 maybe. Now I'm pushing it. Like if I'm asking the universe for 15, now I'm pushing it, right? So I was like, if I could make $10,000 to $15,000 every year, I could go home every year with the kids, and we can go on spring break, and that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like I just was like, I had 3 kids. I was pregnant with baby number 4, and I was kind of just like, well, I don't know. Like my kids were kind of going to school. All my 3 oldest were in school, and I thought, well, I'd been licensed for a while, and I thought, again, that's actually not totally true. I knew Instagram would play nice with real estate, and I kept telling my husband, I'm like, someone should be using, like real estate agents should use Instagram like a fashion blogger does. That's what they were called back then. That's how old I am. And he's like, well, why don't you do it? And I was like, I think I could make $100,000 like while the kids are at school. While the kids were at school, my youngest was at preschool for 10 hours a week. And I was like, I think I could make $100,000. And he's like, that's crazy. And I said, well, but if I did this, and I kind of mapped it out. Like the average price point was like $400,000 of a house. So it wasn't like
one house a month and you live in.
Yeah, like literally. And then I remember I think on my transactions, I had done like $98,000. And then I had done some consulting work for like a national home builder for like $8,000. And that was the last check that came in at the end. And I had my baby in October. And I with the exception of one listing, I took, the last 2 months of the year off. And, but that consulting check came in, and my tax return was $106,000. And I was like, I have made it in life. But it was my dad that framed it out for me. He was like, man, like I hadn't put it in the context of 10 hours a week. And he said to me, like, how many hours a week do you think you're working? I'm like, I just work in Max's at preschool. So probably like 10 hours a week. He's like, that's pretty impressive for 10 hours a week. And I was like, oh dang. You're right. It is. Mm-hmm. Right. And we talk about that all the time, like knowing your hourly rate, understanding. And then I started having other agents ask me. That started to snowball the process.
What nailed it in for me, I got this listing, and my seller was a dentist. Mm-hmm. And I went home and I Googled how much do dentists make, because I always looked up at doctors thinking like they're gods, right?
Yes.
Like there's the highest income that you can make. Dentists and attorneys, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. And not knowing how much it costs to make that income, but that's another conversation.
How much that school was?
Yeah, and how much time, right? And so anyway, I looked it up, and at the time, an average dentist was making $90,000. And that year, I was making 156, and I had $0 invested and 40 hours of my life.
See, this is the other thing too, is I don't think people realize, because I remember early on talking to agents and they're like, well, I don't know, I'd have to pay to go get my license. And because I've been coaching agents for a long time, you've been coaching agents for a long time, and they'd be like, not willing to, like, I think I was charging like $500 for coaching at the time. And they were not willing to like invest in themselves. And I'm like, you put your husband through medical school. Like, what are you talking about? Like, not only the financial investment, but like the time to get through medical school. And then you like start averaging out, like, well, what's the average doctor make? And is it like $350,000 a year? I don't know. I haven't Googled it recently, but let's say it's that. And I'm like, I was making more than that probably by my third or fourth year in the business. My second year in the business was the hardest because I had a newborn baby. So I just maintained my transaction count.
How much did it cost you to get a real estate license, time-wise and money-wise?
I mean,
right?
like, basically
compared to your
nothing.
doctors putting in 20-some years and $200,000-$400,000.
And the amount of liability you're carrying.
And they have no life after that.
Well, and also that's the other thing that I don't think people realize inside of real estate is like you kind of get this this stigma if you get out of transactions. There's like this thing like, oh, you're like too good for transactions.
Yeah. I've been hearing, I've been hearing the parts of like, yeah, but Gogo doesn't sell real estate anymore.
Okay, but like a surgeon can only operate for so long, and then what are they doing? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why people don't understand that it's like very simple. It's very similar to other industries.
But for me, it's like, I don't even know when to compare it to industries, because yes, you shouldn't expect necessarily getting paid while you're not working. But then I look at all of these millionaires and billionaires sitting on a yacht sipping mimosas, and I'm like, none of them put in 8 hours in the last 13 years, right? So then why are we expecting? I think it's the mindset of the everyday blue collar worker that you're supposed to trade time for money.
Yeah.
Right. No, the whole point is to get to a point where you don't have to, you get to.
Yeah.
So now I get to do whatever I enjoy, and if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not doing it anymore, not even for money, because I make money elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right. So I rather, wake up the everyday agent to the idea that you can have that too if that's what you want. Now, if you want to labor for the rest of your life and go sell the next house, you can do that too.
100%.
Like, nothing's wrong with either one, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, whatever fits your lifestyle. Now, I can tell you then, as I'm getting older, and as I have people who are passing, right? Like, I lost one of my best friends a few years ago. She died very suddenly in a car accident. And you can't, like, every time if I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting older, oh my gosh, I'm getting wrinkles, I'm like, well, Kate's not getting wrinkles.
Yeah.
Right? So you realize that life is for some of us so short, and we don't really know how long it is. And do I really want to spend it working, or do I want the most amazing life, spend it with as much time as I possibly can with my family? So I decided I reduced my hours. I decided to spend my time where I make the most amount of money, which is not chasing the next real estate transaction up in Pinckney, Michigan, where the average home price is $275. We decided to move out of state and move to where people vacation. So we moved to Florida. I decided not to get a license in Florida. But just like if I was teaching heart surgery, right, could I teach it in a Tampa hospital versus a Detroit hospital? Absolutely, right? So marketing, branding, the numbers of what I enjoy now, right, building companies, sitting like a CEO and running your business like a business, I can teach it from absolutely anywhere. I have built multiple companies in Florida, multiple companies in Michigan. They're all multi-million-dollar companies. Yeah. So I'm not tied to location. I'm not tied to the next transaction. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with doing business in either way. I'm just saying that I hope everybody wakes up to do business the way that would make them the happiest, not because that makes them the most amount of money. Now, if you can cross both, then it makes you the happiest,
then you're really
and it makes you the most amount of money, you're living in heaven on earth.
Absolutely. Which, frankly, is where we're at, I feel like. Yeah. I feel like this was such like a nebulous idea when we got started, and then now it's both of our husbands are quote-unquote retired, which is so fun.
It's so cute.
And
I love it.
And neither one of us need to do another transaction for the rest of our lives if we don't want to. And the skill set I learned building my rev share opportunity at EXP is a skill set I have used to build multiple businesses as well. And I think that's the real magic, is like not underestimating yourself and actually just going for it. Because if you and I can do it,
oh gosh,
anyone can do it. We were not
anything. If this
anything.
was a whiteboard, I could start with a bullet points, and I could probably get to 25 bullet points why I shouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah.
Easy in 2 seconds.
A lot of, like, I don't think either of us are like the odds were probably stacked against us.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of ways. And I think that is the magic.
And I wanted to add in there, like today, there are certain things that now makes me happy where in the past I would have held on to it. Mm-hmm. So one of the Team Gogo agents is moving to Florida. Mm-hmm. And another Team Gogo agent happens to be in that area. Again, I'm not licensed in Florida. I introduced them to each other. It's probably going to be a 1 point some listing or buy-side transaction. So literally, mind you, I'm a licensed realtor, right? Like in the past, I would have fought for that referral fee. Right? But now instead of like, no, let me just introduce you guys to each other and make money for each other. Like there's no better feeling that to me, it's almost like a mama hen.
It's
with
so
my little
fun.
chicklings.
It's so
right?
fun.
And I love nothing more when they win.
Yeah.
It's like watching your kids win.
Yeah. And they should build bigger and better than us.
Oh my gosh. Like when you reached probably 100 faster than I reached 100.
I did. Yeah.
I mean, duh.
But as I should.
Yes. Because
I followed you. Like, and
so
it's
you
like,
reached it how fast you think? Well, I bought you that watch, 2 years ago?
No, it's been longer than that. It was in 2021.
4 years ago. Oh my gosh. So you reached your goal, and I already had mine then.
Yeah.
So either way, I don't know the exact numbers. I joined in 18.
I think it was like less than 2 years.
October, but I didn't make my first revenue share until March of 19th, and you joined 21. So there was like 2.5 years-ish in the middle. So it took me probably 2 years to get to 100, and it took you.
I was just shy of
probably
2 years.
a year and a half or something.
Yeah.
So it's easier.
When you
way
follow
easier
someone.
for you. Yeah.
When you follow when someone's giving you directions, you should take the directions.
Yeah, that's what I do. I always say I'm the biggest copycat in the world. I follow the people who've been where I want to go, and then I copy and paste.
Yeah.
I'm no genius. I mean, I'm genius because I'm a good copycat, but I'm no genius at wanting to spend the extra energy and invent it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, I think of things. I build companies out of scratch. I don't want to sound like I don't have ideas, but if something exists, then don't let your ego take over and be like, well, I can figure this out. Like, no, copy
just
it.
do it how someone's already done it. 100%.
Exactly.
100%. Gogo, thank you so much for being here. As always, I always learn so much from Gogo, and so grateful for her inside my business. We will drop all of her contact information in the show notes. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all of the things. Thank you so much for joining us with the Amy Gregory Show. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm super duper proud of you.
It's so fun. Here we are. Thanks for tuning in to The Amy Gregory Show. If today's episode gave you that I needed this feeling, go ahead and hit subscribe so you never miss a pep talk when you need it most. And hey, if you're ready to scale your business without the burnout, I've got you. Head over to @AmyGregory on Instagram to connect, grab free resources, or join my community of powerhouse women who are redefining real estate success. Until next time, trust your gut, take up space, and remember, you're just one bold move away from your next breakthrough.